What's up, guys? So I just finished up the guide after a lot of lost progress and errors from the site, but it's done and it's a big weight off my shoulders for now. I'm making a video to explain some of the word choices and situations I talk about in the guide. The guide will be in the description below. If you do have any questions or comments, ask them in the video comment section below or the comment section on the guide. I will answer as many as possible. Just saying this is not a tutorial. There will be one of early, mid, late game, out soon, team fighting, whatever. Don't worry, but this isn't it. Also, most of these plays are from previous videos, so I'm going to explain what happens, then show you guys. So first off, I talk a lot about box stacking. Box stacking is different from the Illuminati box trap. We'll get into that one in a second. Box stacking is exactly what it sounds like, stacking boxes on top of each other. So in the first clip, you see Rumble coming out at me. Rumble's one of the harder matchups I have since he has a high damage and harass output, along with Vlad, Swain, and many other ranged champions. Box stacking is one of the most efficient ways to deal with these champions. You can see he walks into my boxes, getting feared, along with getting a burst of initial damage, which usually, when at higher HP, that champion will run away from. But since he's at lower, I can pretty much just kill him. So in this next clip, it's also buck stacking, but versus Quinn, a champion who prioritizes comboing her skills. She wants to proc her passes as often as possible, as often as she can, which is applied by her Q and E. You can see she Qs me, getting the activation off, then E's onto me. This is her mistake. Box stacking stops movement abilities, as most of you know, and stops her on top of my boxes, getting me the kill. So, next is box trapping, or what made me the Illuminati Shaco with the Illuminati Triangle Trap. You see Yasuo is behind my turret, trying to kill me with low HP. He walks into a box, dashing into another box while I plant a box on top of him, readying its fear time as he motions into another box which fears him. The fading box activates to fear him again for my coveted Illuminati trap. So another occurrence of this is versus tanks. Most tanks are pretty hard to kill in lane unless they play super aggro. I talk a bit about this in detail in some of the tank matchups in the guide. When the tank plays super aggro in the early parts of the laning phase and pushes onto you into your boxes, you usually can get the kill since they don't have the necessary damage mitigation through MR. So this is another example of how you can beat tanks when they're at their weakest in early laning phase. This Nasus overextends for CS, allowing for me to get free damage off on him. Most of the time he'd just flash away, but since this Nasus has Ghost, he's pretty much a free kill for me. I kinda explain in the guide that that Storm Raiders is good versus tanks due to this early kill chance. If they get level 2 before you're able to go on them, they'll usually have their CC ability. For Nasus's case here, it would be Wither, an ability that's pretty much countered by Storm Raider's Surge, so getting it would be good. But in this instance, I didn't have Storm Raider's Surge, but he also was not level 2. So one of the points I talk about in the guide is over aggression by the enemy laner. This Lysandra clip and the next Rise clip are pretty much really good examples of that over aggression that I talk about. Most of the time, you can read and predict what your opponent's gonna do. Here, Lysandra hasn't used her ult yet, and she used her W on me, rooting me in place so I can't get away. Having the game knowledge to know combos that champions do is something that comes with time. When a Lysandra roots you with her W, it usually means she's going to ulti you right after. So I predicted this, ulting myself to disperse her ult. She has it back up though, so I pull back into tower range. She ease onto me, uh, trying to combo it with her ult, and she doesn't have the damage to get the kill on me. But I placed the box earlier and predicted her movement, so she becomes a free kill. So this clip is another example of overaggression. The Rise knows he's about to get a gank from Hecarim, so he's moving in on the low HP opponent, me. It's kind of a dumb play by him, but he walks straight into my boxes and dies. Um, um, Send it to me on a message on So here with Echo, this clip is of a common tactic most champions do use, the hit and run tactic. Most burst champions do this to poke you down, such as Vlad, Quinn, and obviously Echo. I'm looking to bait the Echo into the tower with countless hours put in League. I know my limits and about how much damage his combo does. I let him hit me with both parts of his Q, so he gets greedy for the proc of his passive and uh, for the damage from it and Thunderlord's activation, but he just dies to tower. Deathfire touch. I don't think APs are very good with Deathfire punch. I don't really know that. Now, speaking about Thunderlord's activations, many times in the guide I talk about two items, a two-item spike. When I say this, it means when I get both Hextech Revolver and Sheen. These two items give you such high bursts in the early game that you pretty much take the enemy down to like half HP, if not killing them in general, you know. Along with Hextech Revolver becoming an easy way to activate Thunderlords, making it one of the strongest combos for AP Shaco. In the next two clips, you'll see me coming out of the fog of war to initiate the fight with my combo. Now, there are some matchups that are very high mechanic intensive fights, such as this fight versus Alawi. With most champions, getting into practice when knowing when to deceive or ult at the right time is key to outplaying them, and you see that exactly here. So, that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all of you guys. Hopefully this video and guide help out you up and coming AP Shaco players. With the Assassin's rework coming in the near future, let's hope my pride and joy AP Shaco doesn't get too badly nerfed. Much love guys, and have a great day.